following is a Comfortably Zoned Radio Network production.
We are back. Bronx Roots. Another great day for me. I'm with David Hubler and Michael Preminger. And it's Sunday and the sun is shining in California. I bet it's not back where you are.
Oh, yes, it is.
Is
not
it?
as warm, but it's not. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here. About 55 degrees. We're looking forward
That's
to
nice.
we're looking forward to spring one of these days. Yeah.
They say it's coming. This has been a hell of a winter for Americana.
Yeah, we dodged the bullet. We really did this winter. All those nor'easters bypassed us. Even our what are those yellow flowers? I never remember their name. They're already up.
Dandelions?
No, dandelions. Real flowers. Anyway, they come up early in the spring. It's funny. They're like tulips, but they're yellow with like a horn-like shape to them. Anyway, they're up, and the crocus should be up any day now too. So
good. Spring is here. Spring training.
Yes.
Nice when spring training starts.
Absolutely.
Getting ready.
Spring training's almost over.
Yeah.
Well, not over 2 weeks, right? In 2 weeks.
Just 2 weeks. March 30th or 31st is the opening day. Yeah.
That's too fast.
I know.
Any thoughts, baseball-wise, just off the top of your heads?
I've been to a few openings. Go ahead. Mike, what?
Yeah. I think the winner's going to be the University of Maryland County.
Baltimore County, yes.
Yeah, I think they're going to win everything this year.
Wow, it's been quite a shock around these parts, let me tell you.
I didn't even think that's right.
Because, first of all, UVA, our state university here, was picked number one.
Sure.
And it's never happened before that a 16 beat a 1 in the first.
First time in like 136, 138 games.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, wow.
And
it'll be interesting to see how that upset team goes on from here, if they'll carry it through.
Well, it's probably knocked out maybe 9/10 of the people who put in, into pools.
The brackets.
The bracket, sure. Not only do you knock out the number one that most people had at least going to the final 8, but you also had the chance nobody would have picked UMBC to go any further. So there probably can be on a handful of ballots a bracket, except for maybe some students at the school.
Right, and it's so interesting that the gambling is so pervasive around the country. And they're gambling on an amateur, semi-pro team.
This tournament, a lot of people, at offices, people who don't know anything, they'll just pick a number or something, throw in $1 or $2. So can you imagine if anyone picked UCMB or something like that? UMB, so whatever the one it is.
UMBC.
And you know what their mascot is? Pomerantz.
No kidding.
I thought the nickname was the Raptors.
Oh, it is, but I was just trying to...
Because some of these nicknames are crazy. I mean...
Retrievers.
Oh, Retrievers. Oh.
Retrievers.
Oh,
the Raptors are in Toronto.
That's right. You're right. Retrievers, yes.
Retrievers.
They chase loose basketballs around. Yeah.
Is it amazing how the NBA has gone from 8 teams, literally the whole league, 8 teams. On a Wednesday, you get half the league come in for a doubleheader or whatever it was on a Sunday, and we're at 30-some-odd basketball teams.
Yeah. And it's don't you wish that it was that way? I do sometimes back when we were getting out of college, because we would have had a chance to be in the NBA. if there were that many teams.
We would have hoped.
I'm getting letters that are addressed to me that they don't realize I'm an old guy now. They say, "Hey, we got 30 teams. Come on down. You
Sure.
played in the schoolyard. you might
That's right.
qualify."
They have the G League now. That's guys who haven't made it to the NBA yet. But so they're still. I don't know. Well, we could have had a chance.
Yeah, well, we played enough games. We played enough games.
That's
My
right.
God.
We had experience.
Anybody that from the inner city knows that basketball is absolutely persuasive. It just you can't find grass unless you go to Harris Field.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Easily. That was our first connect, David. My God. Harris Field up in the Bronx, where they park the D trains. Right?
Yeah, there's
Wow!
Remember that? There was that huge train parking area there.
Vaguely. Where?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was. In fact, I forget the name of it. I probably have it here on a DVD. But there was a movie filmed about corruption in New York City police, not only the police but other agencies. And one of the scenes took place in that train yard up there in the Bronx.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, well, not only Harris Field, but I'm talking about, we had guys, and I remember this distinctly, like in the winter, there was one guy in particular who played basketball each and every day, and not only him, but he would come back from a date on a late Saturday night, and he would shovel off the court if it snowed, so that this was at our we all played at this junior high school 80, and it was shaped like a U. So in the center of that U was two basketball courts, a full full length basketball court, and that's where we were there every Saturday, every weekday after school. I mean, we lived there.
Yeah.
So who was the guy? Do you remember who it was? That
co-op development that the kids are going to the schoolyard. I don't know, Mike.
I don't remember his name. I don't remember his name.
Back from a date?
Well, which is unusual in itself, since most of us never had dates.
But shovel the snow. It could have been a very good date.
It could have been, maybe he was shoveling off his frustrations of getting nowhere,
well, maybe he was shoveling. Maybe it was like Stroke Natasha's.
Yeah, maybe he should have brought the date with him. They could shovel it in half the time.
That's right. Oh, that's a funny story right there. I don't.
But I guys, to talk about name dropping, which we haven't done, but anyway, there's one of the last times I remember, or at least one of the few times I remember playing there. I mean, distinctly in my mind. I mean, I played a zillion times, but I remember you played 3-on-3, and the next guy or two guys would wait, and they would get winners. They would get to play against the winners. And if it was just one guy, he'd take two of the losers and play with them. And I remember distinctly, the guy who was waiting for the game was Calvin Klein.
Oh, really?
He lived in that neighborhood,
Yeah, I know.
And I remember him standing there waiting to play, and that's all I remember. It's just like a snapshot in my head that he was there. And I don't know whether he ever got in the game or not. I don't even remember what happened. But I do
just remember seeing.
Yeah. And of course, well, and of course, he was very well dressed. And,
to the nines.
And it's true, Ralph, because not only did he grow up in the neighborhood, but so did Ralph Lauren. So between the two of them, you wouldn't walk out on the street and look kind of sloppy because you get criticized. But
who could have guessed who? I mean, it's amazing. First of all, some kid and a kid, who knows what will happen with people? But here's two people from the same neighborhood, are multi-zillionaires, and
in the same industry.
Industry, and both have iconic names. Their products are like everywhere.
Exactly.
I know. You say Calvin Klein. Yeah, well,
they went to the same school. Was there a connect in terms of were they educated along those lines in that school?
Well, I know Calvin Klein did not go to Clinton, unlike the rest of us. We went to DeWitt Clinton High School. So did Ralph Lauren, although I don't think he admits it.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah, he claims he designed the basketball uniforms one year. I can't vouch for that. But Calvin went to, there was a high school of fashion trades or something.
Yeah, FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology.
No, that was a college.
Right.
That was a college. It was a high school. New York City had a zillion specialized high schools in those days. And one of them was fashion trades or something to that effect, and that's where he went. And of course,
so he knew even then.
Yeah.
Because I tried to get in. I had designed some handkerchiefs. I didn't. I was like the next person, and
they put you on the waiting list.
They were rectangle.
Yeah, I was on the waiting list. I'm still waiting to hear. I'm still waiting. I have a dream.
They're rectangle handkerchiefs. You used to getting squares. Yours were rectangle. You were ahead of the game.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. And they were white, which was unusual.
Very tall, thin people. Yes. That's right.
Well, the one thing I don't remember, but I was told very often, was that Calvin would come down to the basketball courts, with sewing equipment that he would be sewing, waiting for the game that he could get into. So that never happened.
That reminds me of Rosie Greer,
who was also
he was a knitter, and
was he a fashion designer?
Yeah, I know, but he knit. He was one of the first men that were in the public eye that
knitted.
That would knit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know if it caught on, but
not particularly.
You're right. It was. Oh, good memory.
Yeah. Very interesting guy, Rosie Greer. New York Giant football player.
New York Giant?
Oh, yeah, sure.
He went on. He was a bodyguard for Robert Kennedy.
That's right.
And he was there when...
with Bobby Kennedy, that's right.
Yeah. Well, that the Ambassador Hotel, wasn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they tore that down, didn't they, Mike? I don't think there is Ambassador Hotel.
I think so.
Yeah.
I know they tore Old Dixie down.
Yeah, in one night.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah. So
that's very, very good. Yeah. I have a friend. There's a bunch of us who get together on Saturday mornings. I think I've talked about that, or if I haven't, it's okay. But anyway, one guy who talks a lot, and he mentioned something, and if it may remind somebody of a song, like you just did, Ralph. But this guy will start doing the lyrics as if he's bragging. Sometimes you want to say, "Oh, stop it already," but he'll just start doing the whole song. Some guys remember the lyrics from the 50s. Oh, there was a doo-wop show the other day, and they said "In Still of the Night" was maybe the greatest doo-wop song ever. What do you think?
I think
Go
the
ahead.
Earls did a lot of great stuff. The Earls, I don't know. Yeah, have you? The Drifters did a lot of great stuff.
Yeah. Was that doo-wop though? I don't know. Well, it could be.
A little bit, yeah. Maybe not so much though. That's a good one.
Well, Ralph, one of your favorite comics.
Blue Moon.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're going to say, David. Go
ahead. Yeah, Ralph. Robert Klein was in a doo-wop group. They appeared. What was the show they appeared on? It wasn't Arthur Godfrey?
An amateur? Was it?
Yeah. But I don't think it was the Arthur Godfrey one. It was, and Major Bowes.
What's the other guy's name? Oh, gee whiz, I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I can't either, but I know it wasn't Arthur Godfrey.
But I know the song they did.
I don't remember that. What was the song?
Sunday Kind of Love.
Oh yes, of course, absolutely.
And Larry Bernbach did the lead sing. It was the lead.
That's right. And Ronnie Roberts was in that group too.
That's right.
Whose brother his brother married Tanya Roberts, who was one of was the last of the Charlie's Angels.
Right. That's right.
I remember.
So who was the fourth guy in that group? They call themselves the Teen something.
Yes.
But they're
the Teen Tones.
Kind of Love,
wasn't it the
which
Teen
was
Tones?
done by the Harp Tones.
Yeah.
But Klein, they did an up tempo. I didn't know Sunday Kind of Love was an old song.
A lot of those songs were old songs.
Oh yeah.
A number of the ones that the Platters did. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes was an old Hoagie song. I mean, they reprised them. I don't know which is the correct pronunciation, but
But
they
you're
did
right.
it
A
over
lot
again.
of them. I Only Have Eyes for You.
Yes, absolutely.
That is the song that I would think of as the greatest doo-wop song ever.
That was Flamingos, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was up there. The Stars Out Tonight, but that's like from the 30s.
Yes, well, sure.
Yeah.
So was Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, and a number of these songs.
Your Eyes was from 1817.
But I thought it was the War of 1812 when they were firing all
Well,
those
it was just after that. They waited to release it.
Oh. Because they couldn't get the smoke out of their eyes.
That's right.
For 5 years, they couldn't get the smoke out of their eyes.
Yeah. And someone said, hey, that would make a good song. You know?
You see, the history of some of these songs are just, fascinating.
Yeah, it is. It's true. It's
came
true.
up with one right there.
Yeah.
Some of them,
and then you get the one-hit wonders that have always amazed me. Stay. Just
a little bit longer.
No, he really wasn't a one-hit wonder. He wrote.
Who was that?
Maurice Williams.
Wow, you're good. You are good.
Well, I had the advantage of coming up with Stay on that one, so you get that one.
We had a one-hit wonder group in Clinton with us at the time. Do you remember Pretty Little Girl?
Sure.
By the Monarchs. And the lead singer in the Monarchs was a guy by the name of Popcorn Ferguson, Elliot Popcorn Ferguson.
Oh, he was? I forgot.
Yeah. And he was also one of the stars of our high school basketball team.
Oh, he was in the
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I tell you, it's a funny story. He was in my sophomore homeroom class, and our homeroom teacher was a 116-year-old Miss Bridge, and she dressed all in black, and she was always carrying a handkerchief with us because she was afraid of getting germs. And so, this is an all-boys high school. What do? You sit in the front row and you sneeze. Or you make believe you're sneezing, So we all did this all the time. And she would carry this handkerchief around her nose. And she heard, I think it was like we had time to kill in the homeroom for some reason. I don't remember the reason, but she'd heard that Elliot Ferguson was in that homeroom class, and he had done this song. So she invited him up to sing the song. So he did it without the rest of his group, but he sang the song. We all recognized it as having heard it on the radio. And that was the one hit that these guys had. Occasionally it'll come up on one of these, fabulous hits of the 50s kind of
Say the
shows.
name. What was it again?
The Monarchs.
And the song?
Like the Butterfly. Oh, Pretty Little Girl.
Pretty Little Girl. Holy mackerel.
It had about 6
guys,
words
I have
of lyrics.
a musical story for you that will make you laugh.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
There was a kid in our junior high school named Bob Moran, and he was a very nice guy. And I didn't know him from Adam. He didn't know me from Adam. Bob Moran. So the Beach Boys have this song come out, Barbara Ann.
Yeah, right.
Barbara Ann. So every person in that junior high school 145, Joseph Pulitzer, when they'd see Bob Moran in the in the hall, Bob Moran. They made him crazy go nuts with Bob Moran. But
that's a funny story.
Yeah.
And I only have one other musical. Well, I have two. There was a drummer named Elvin Haynes. Elvin Hayes or Elvin Haynes? Elvin Hayes, I guess. There was a basketball player named Elvin.
Sure.
The drummer I'm thinking of was Elvin Jones.
Oh, okay. Jazz drummer.
Drummer, great jazz drummer. Lived in my uncle's building on I guess it was Barney's, the corner of Barney's on 16th Street. Right around the corner, there's a brick building, and Elvin Hayes and my uncle lived in that building. And my uncle and I were really close through high school. He was the one I'd go to when, having trouble at home, this, that, and the other thing. So I spent a lot of time in that building. And I go down in the elevator, and from coming down in the elevator is Elvin Jones with this big, gigantic Doberman Pinscher and this beautiful blonde on the other arm.
Oh.
And the elevator would reek of weed. And
those dogs really smoke a lot,
Yeah.
Oh, jazz musicians, and comedians,
and Dobermans.
And Doberman Pinschers.
And Doberman Pinscher.
That
was such a mellow dog, but you realize you blow enough enough smoke in a dog's muzzle, and you're going to have a mellow dog.
Right.
Oh, that's funny.
The same theory, you're going to have a mellow comedian and a mellow jazz musician.
That's really the epitome. That's really what the meaning of coming down from a high means. When you come down in the, come down in the elevator.
And what it's a dog's life.
Yes.
That too.
When you said to Barbara Ann, when there was a song that was a big hit for a while, and when I'd meet someone or someone say, "Hi, this is Michael," and they go, "Oh, row your boat ashore." I killed 4 people because it drove me crazy. Everybody thought they were being so clever. "Oh, row your boat ashore." I go, "Shut up."
Or I'll flick my Doberman on you. And
yeah, that's right.
Bob Moran, I just heard from him. You got a text right now. I'm in an institution. Not funny.
That's very funny. That's good.
All right, guys. Listen, you guys are both a pleasure on my Sunday mornings.
Same here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Let's do it again next
it.
week, same time, same bat station, as Al Blumpkin would say.
Okay,
and,
but next time I'll remember.
Well, we all forget things. David lived through an experience of my forgetfulness, and it happens. So, but...
And if there's time next week, we'll answer letters from listeners.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you there's a lot, right?
I haven't looked in the mailbox lately, but I'm sure
the guy that used to sing letters to Perry Como, he's warming up
letters,
pipes.
Right.
He's 109, and he's going to sing for us to introduce the segment next week.
Okay. I think he played basketball in the schoolyard, too. Okay. Speak to you then. Take care.
Well, gentlemen.
Bye.
If you're listening out there, thank you. And if you enjoy it in any way, box up, if you would, some lightly used children's books and take them to the Head Start program in any community that you live. Kids need to read. They need to become school ready. They need to get their noses out of the devices. And they need to develop an imagination. It helps if you read when you were a kid. And the kids you'll be providing books for need them desperately. So do me a solid. Do that. We'll be back. Bronx Roots. David Preminger. No, it's Michael Preminger and David Hubler. Adios, everybody.